Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another Mahalo Halo Las Vegas. And I want to say happy Monday. It's a happy Monday today. We have lots of stuff going on. Filipino Heritage Month just ended. It's November now, and we are just kicking off the holiday season. And I'm really excited because it's my favorite time of the year, besides summertime, right? Just want to say hi to my sister Lepa Leps. You know, it's been a couple of episodes without her, and I do miss her. She's been, life is lifing, when you have kids and you have a job and all the things. We miss you, girl. But I'm here today to honor our very own Filipino town member and also business owner, Sam Maxion of the DJ Museum that just opened and made its mark here in the heart of Filipino town. We're so excited to meet you. We're also very excited for what you have brought to the community. So give it up for Mr. Sam Maxion, also known as DJ Slammin' Sam.
Well, thank you so much, Toni, for inviting me on. It's a pleasure, and I'm excited. I love the studio. PHLV is on fire.
Super cool, right? Well, you've been on with us before. I think the first time you mentioned was during maybe the pandemic on a Zoom link.
Yes, Zoom is way different.
Yeah. So at that point, you were still doing music and stuff. DJ Museum has not been born yet. Was that even a thought back then?
Actually, it's been a thought for several years. Mm-hmm. It's just being able to put everything together and get all the setup in place, right? Because obviously a museum takes a lot of work. So roughly about 3 years ago is when everything started to kick into high gear. Mm-hmm. And that went from knowing the curation of memorabilia and artifacts that I had and where everything would be put into a space.
Right.
And obviously find a space to house everything. So those were the setup points that I had to go through prior to everything coming together this year.
Right. So let's talk about your history in, I guess, just the music scene or just in the turntablism, if you may. Like, you started off maybe as a promoter, correct? Or a show producer, events?
Well, just to put it more accurately, I started out as a bedroom DJ back in the day. And I've always been connected with the DJ culture with doing private parties and weddings and stuff like that. And then I tied in with professional DJ groups over in the San Francisco Bay Area back in the late 80s.
Okay.
And from that point on, I started getting experience in the field. And then I became an intern for Wild 107 in San Francisco.
Nice.
From there, I elevated my DJ experiences and ended up just getting on the radio after being an intern for less than 4 months.
Okay.
So that was where everything kind of turned in my career. And from that point on, I started developing a great ear for music, not just with the mix shows and DJing, but with producing, remixing, right, and having that part of my career kind of expand. And that was incredible. I had a great run in the late 90s and early 2000s producing, remixing for so many major labels.
Right.
You could basically Google all that. But as you know, when it comes down to the producing and artists, you have your high points in your career. And that was a great high point. Mm-hmm. And it still stands to this day as a very memorable situation for me. And I've always had the music kind of transcend into what I'm doing now with the museum, because all my connections that I have today were based on the radio perspectives that I had early on. So I credit that with so much of the advantage putting together the museum as we're curating each and every day here.
Right. And I know, back in the day, I guess you stated 80s, right? How was technology then compared to what it is now, and how much of a progression have you seen?
It has been a very tremendous progression. At the same time, it's a double-edged sword because it allows everyone to become a DJ. Mm-hmm. And that means a 4-year-old. If a 4-year-old could just get their smartphone and get this controller from Walmart, they could DJ their uncle's party.
Right.
And that is what technology has provided. Back in the day, you had to go to the record stores and purchase records and carry these crates to each and every venue. And that was a learning curve that everyone enjoyed back in the day.
Right.
So basically, the museum is to preserve that sort of origin so we can have that for the kids and older adults to reflect on and say, wow, that's when I used to do this. And then they would tell their kids and their grandkids, yeah, granddad used to carry these records and used to have these mixers and turntables. So there's a very refined community there that the DJ Museum is going to put forth.
Right. And I remember, my way of mixing songs was pressing record and play at the same time. And then during the radio edit, right, or the commercial, you'd be like, please stop talking, because you wanted that perfect blend. And because there's so much of the technology now, like kids don't even need that. They just look up a song and it's instantly there, right? Or a mixtape, right? That they love, whoever, whatever artist, whatever DJ. But back in the day, it's like, oh, if I want a slow jam, I have to wait for it for hours. And it's like, hopefully Power 106 or whichever station you listen to will play it. And it's incredible to see where we have come as, I guess as an entertainment industry. Because you're right, anybody can now be the artist that they hope to be instantly. Whereas, like you said, the paying your dues came with, carrying your mix crate, digging through your records, making sure that those records aren't scratched. And if you're a part of like a record label, tell me about your experience having to pay your dues to get the latest and greatest of, what's going on in the industry. Yeah,
basically you have to be totally passionate about your trade, because if you're not, then you're really selling yourself short. And I think for the most part, what I've been doing is just steadily progressing with every trend that's happening from the very beginning of my career till now. Mm-hmm. You don't want to overlook things.
Right.
You have the tendency as you get older to kind of like, that's not how it used to be, or have this like grumpiness to you.
Right.
But, it's natural for a lot of people to do that. For example, I have a high school buddy that he'll remain nameless, but he tells me he doesn't like anything new. Okay. And he just wants to listen to the old school,
right,
freestyle, hip hop.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Right.
And I'm thinking, wow, all right, that's fine. He has his own opinion. But to me, you're kind of limiting yourself, because there's only so much that could be played, because it's just repeating songs.
Yeah.
Whereas if you open your IQ up to newer music, you're going to hear some of that good stuff from back in the day, but someone else that's a new artist has taken that sort of inspiration.
Right.
So I feel there's always room for good music to be out there, especially now. So I'm always excited about that.
What kind of music did you start off playing? Because I know if you were a bedroom DJ, obviously you could be open to, different genres. But as you progressed into like playing for the public or the people, what was your first love to start, playing for them? That's
a very loaded question, because I like all sorts of music right off the bat, whether it's old school funk, whether it's dance freestyle, whether it's pop, whether it's rock and roll, whether it's heavy metal. I love it all.
Yeah.
And I feel that your musical IQ is very important when it comes to listening to all sorts of music, because it's reflective of your real life IQ, where you're not stuck in this pigeonhole of just, I just want to hear hip hop because it's cool.
It's nostalgic.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I remember that one time. But I think that's what music does, is once you hear it, it reminds you of a place and time that you were, and it brings you back those good and bad feelings, right?
Correct.
But yeah, you're right. When you start to open up your IQ of, what the music is now, you will hear the samples, and they're prevalent now because it's easier to sample, and you can change, that whatever percent so that it's legally okay, right? So you're hearing more of the old school and the 90s coming back, and you're like, oh man, are we really that old?
Yeah. I think it's very important that we have that sort of reflection of older tracks being remixed into what we are hearing today.
Right.
At the same time, we have to know those roots. And getting back to the museum, that's the whole thesis of why the museum is existing, so we could get back to those roots, so we could share those stories and have people that have really no clue what a DJ is,
Mm-hmm.
come in and leave being educated about the culture and what we're trying to do moving forward.
Well, it's like hip hop, you know, it started somewhere. It started from East Coast, and then when it traveled all the way over here, it's like, well, where did it come from? It had to have evolved from a place, right? So here, as far as DJing, it's like it started from somebody trying to mix songs, right? So tell me a little bit of what to expect in the museum as far as timeline or how it's set up.
Yeah, it's basically a chronological setup from the early 1900s all the way up to modern day. Mm-hmm. And it's a self-tour that you could just read the marquees as you go through and pace yourself with the content, memorabilia, and artifacts that are shown within that framework of the walkway of the museum. Just like every other museum, there's always going to be areas that you're going to be gravitating to more than others. And that's the exciting part of what I have with the museum, because there might be something in the 80s that you're just so like locked in, and you'll read the literature, the booklets, and stay there for 30 minutes because you're just locked in. Mm-hmm. There's parts where we go into the 90s that you might be locked in as well. So, everyone has a different experience coming out of the museum. It just depends on what they want to take out of it. And I love to get the feedback from all the visitors, because to me, the feedback is very important. So moving forward with the curation, I could customize it, put in more things, and kind of adjust things so everyone could have a really good experience.
And let's talk about your experience here in Vegas. So you said originally you're from the Bay Area. When did you move to Las Vegas, and how have you really, I mean, now that you're opening up the DJ Museum, you've like made a mark, right, as far as your footprint. But when you first came here, how did the music scene, or how did the DJ scene kind of evolve? Yeah. Moving here, there was no safety net at all as far as the gigs and so forth. It was just more, I wanted to give Vegas a shot. Didn't want to be 90 years old and saying, wow, on my rocking chair, what could it have been in Las Vegas? Yeah. So that was more of a bucket list thing. Mm-hmm. And to me, I was wanting to see what Vegas was all about. And through the grace of God and great resources and contacts, everything started falling into place in terms of being able to get DJ work and connect with certain networks with what I was trying to do. And that worked out very well. And till this day, all those networks have been very much supportive of what I'm trying to do with the museum. And it's just been a very great blessing here in Vegas. Nice. And I feel like, you've made an established, group of folks here, right? So as far as venturing out now into a business with the DJ Museum, how is that kind of, what's a challenging part of that? Because, you still want to be the creative and the artist, but now you're going into the business side of it, because both has business, things to it, right? So let's talk about the business side now. Yeah. Basically, I have to put that administrative cap on in order to get certain things done. But at the same time, I have a tremendous team that I lean on, especially my fiance, Marie. She's been really on top of things that I would just rather have someone else do, because it's a specialty skill. And that's what I try to do with every area that I need help with. And that way I could focus on what I do best, which is the DJ part, curation, and have that developed the right way. Because let's be honest, you can't do it by yourself. It's impossible. Yeah. And for everything to have developed in such a short period of time, it's truly a blessing. And I just excited to see what the next development and stage happens, because there's a lot in store, that's for sure. Let's talk about that, the inception, right? The conception of this beautiful thing that you're doing. So what, you were just sitting down, you're like, hey, I want to spread the news about DJing. Like, what really lit the fire with you? Well, what's odd is that no one has ever trademarked the DJ Museum, first off. Yeah. Which kind of, like, if you think about it, you have like the Steve Aoki's and other major DJs that could have easily locked it down because of their background and their funding and so forth. Right. But no one did. And to me,
it was an opportunity to embrace this possibility of making the museum a reality. And I knew once I locked down the trademark that the sky was the limit. And from that point on, I just wanted to develop the curation part and reach out to contacts that I knew were going to help me curate and make the museum where it's at today.
And why did you choose the location? So let's talk about the DJ Museum is located at 3507 South Maryland Parkway, suite number 6. It's right in the heart of Filipino town. Coincidentally, or was that by plan?
That was pure 100% coincidence.
Nice.
For the past 2.5 years, I've been searching high and low throughout the Vegas Valley for a spot. Whether it's an arts district, whether it's down Sahara, whether it's in North Vegas, South, there's been so many false starts, whether there was an issue with the roof or the landlord or whichever the case. But this space happened to be aligned with everything that I wanted to do with it. The build out was there. The support team with the property was supportive, straight up of the museum concept. And it just so happened to be in Filipino town, just randomly.
Yeah.
And it's right there, right across the street from Boulevard Mall, adjacent to Lorraine, Cocina.
and Lorraine, yeah.
Yeah. And it's a match made in heaven.
Yeah, you couldn't get any more Filipino. I mean, he's literally the heart, like the central point of Maryland Parkway, which is also now known as Filipino Town, across the Boulevard Mall, next to a Filipino restaurant, all you can eat. And then in between that is right next to that is PHLV right here. So
crazy.
It is such an alignment. What is your next hope for the museum? Because I know you guys just opened. So of course there's a little bit of a ramp up for everybody to really know about it, but you had a great grand opening and was acknowledged. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
How was that? And what are you moving forward? What are your plans and hopes for the museum?
My hopes and plans for the museum is to have it just steadily known. And with every new business, there's always going to be that growing curve. And we're doing our best to market and be on shows such as yours to get the word out and to let everyone know, hey, this is it's in Filipino town. It's, the owner is a Philam, and we're just here to develop the community and also have a little fun with the DJ aspect of things.
Yep.
So as far as what's in store and what we're hoping for is just the development of the DJ Museum and all things transpiring with that, because we're also holding special events across the board. It's not just a museum with the exhibits, but we do have event spaces in there. So we're going to be holding seminars, small parties, mixers, business related gatherings.
Nice.
So that's going to be cultivating the exhibits as well. So yeah, that's going to be a big plus for sure.
Yeah, I'm really excited for you and Marie and the team because we were able to visit yesterday, and it's a great space. It's going to, provide a lot of musical platforms as well. Community members are able to, enjoy the history of that, but also just a place to be able to connect, not only in Filipino town, but in the music industry. This town is always having an event, a show. So what more better than to have DJ Museum here in the heart of Filipino town by Phil Am owners. And so cool that it aligned. I'm really excited for you guys. Again, this is at 3507 South Maryland Parkway, suite number 6. It's right next to Cocina and Lorraine. So if you're hungry, you can go over there. I'm plugging you guys. But yeah, after visiting yesterday, I see the vision. You can feel the history in there. There's so much love that you put into it. Not only are you the curator for this beautiful place, but you're also still DJing. Can you tell us a little bit about where you play and how we can find you?
Yes, I still DJ. I have a residency over at Aliante Casino Resort. The lounge is called ETA, and I'm there every Saturday from 8 till midnight. I play everything from old school to new school, and it's just a great time. Free parking, no cover charge, and basically no dress code. So what are you guys waiting for?
Yeah, see you guys at ETA Lounge at the Aliante Casino and Resort. That's North Vegas, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
it's a little bit of a trek, but it's well worth it.
yeah, I think, everybody that is local likes to kind of explore outside of the Strip. So that's basically, a 20-minute drive. It's not too far.
Yeah, roughly.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Yes. And how long have you been doing events and such? Because I know that you were doing DJing, but have you done shows lately? Or are you still interested in doing that kind of stuff? Or
Yeah. As far as special events, I'm very open. It's just a time thing because obviously I have the residency and the museum. But if there's a workable schedule, yes. Just like right now, I have time to come kick it with you, Toni.
Yay. I'm so excited. Marie, I know you're off camera, but I want to give her props because it does take a team to create something awesome and remarkable as far as a legacy and a historic place. Really, it's just a place to really understand where music comes from, how the progression of technology evolves, and just the people behind it. There's so many Phil-Am DJs here in town, and I think, the circuit is pretty vast, but it's also a very niche community. So being that you are, the curator of this place is going to allow a little bit more of a conversation for the next generation. So I'm really excited for you guys. Is there anything you want to share with our upcoming business owners and artists that want to make it here in Las Vegas? Give us some jewels and gems.
Yeah. As far as being able to get your brand out there, just give it your all. I think passion and inspiration is the key to getting things done nowadays, and just believing in yourself. And I think having resources and people that you can console with that are knowledgeable, that's the best way. And obviously having mentors. And I think being someone that's a veteran in the industry, I feel it's my responsibility too. So if anyone out there needs sort of a guideline to do things, if I have a moment, I will share my knowledge. But definitely come out to the DJ Museum. We're open Wednesday through Sunday, 10 to 6, closed on Monday and Tuesday. However, there's appointments. We could go ahead and take that based on availability on my end. And it's there for everyone to enjoy.
I love it. The DJ Museum, located 3507 South Maryland Parkway, suite number 6, Wednesday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Walk-ins are welcome. Tickets are available online. You guys go and support the DJ Museum. This is the start to a beautiful historic place. It's a legacy builder for all of us here in the Filipino town market. And those that are interested in becoming either a DJ or a business owner, I know Slam and Sam has a lot on his plate, but I know he'll make time for our community.
I will. I certainly will. And just reach out. You could go through on the website at djmuseumlv.com or reach out on my socials at I am Slammin' Sam.
All right. Well, you guys know where to find us. YouTube, Instagram, and on Amazon Fire TV. Listen to us on the PHLV radio app. Get our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and now on Amazon Music. You got Prime. It's about time. Subscribe now. Make sure you guys go to DJ Museum here in the heart of Filipino town. I'm your host, Toni Rose with Slam and Sam. And we'll see you next time. Aloha and mabuhay. See ya.
Bye.